Alright. Hello, Internet. I am back after a bit of a hiatus, talking to myself and my phone again. Yeah, I just kinda... My old video editing software is old. It's from 2011. It's Final Cut Pro, like 10 or something. It's awful, and I'm sick of dealing with it. I also lost some footage, so that's why the lapse in updates. But today, trying recording straight onto YouTube. We've got a friend of mine sent in their Game Boy Color. They wanted a backlight installed, so I've got that here. It's a kit from Handheld Legend. It is a no soldering, no modifying kit, so we're gonna give it a go here. And obviously I'm also going to kind of give this a little cleanup too. Maybe. Might just leave it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Screws are tries, size 1. If anyone's seen any of my previous videos, I use one of the older iFixit kits. They have newer ones, but they're still the same. I think this one's 64 bits or something. 54. 54. I think the new one has 64 or something in it. Anyone's a gearhead as far as this stuff goes. Yeah, I think the goal here today is to kind of, go in one take. I'm going to try it this way, and I'm going to try going live on a different fix later. And we'll see. My phone beeped at me. Hopefully it didn't lose connection there. Okay. I believe these are all the screws. Yep. Alright. Let's try to get these out. Put them back in properly. Let's see down here. Come on out of there. Alright, I got a little dust and whatnot in there, but that's nothing we can't handle. This is where editing software comes in handy, because I did this, I don't know if incorrectly is the right term. I didn't go in the order normal people would go in. The regular experienced YouTubers would go in. This is the kit. Comes with some spacers, and it looks like this one might actually help center the screen because the screen's a different size. Bag out. Comes with a nice glass screen. And obviously here's our anti-static wristband. A little bit of kit. There's the actual screen, and then there's the PCB control board or whatever that deals with all that part. So that goes in there somewhere, and this attaches here and folds over. So that's our kit. First, we disassemble the whole case. Take the infrared out and I think that's it for buttons. Next, we switch to a Phillips. Those are all Phillips screws in there. This also zooms out weird. It gets me a bigger field of view than what I'm used to filming just on my camera. Same camera, different take. Phillips screwdriver. Before I rip that out and cause any damage, we need to get our sponger, poking and prying tool. Okay, and pop that out. There we have one board, Game Boy Color Edition. Yeah, it's in good shape. Everything seems fine. There's a little bit of flux left over from the factory there. But yeah, other than that, it's doesn't look too bad. Let's peek at the buttons real quick. Yeah, I'll give the buttons a wipe down. They're a little dirty. Those can stay in there more or less. Now we want to get our screen up and out of there. Ideally without damaging it, since there's nothing really wrong with that screen. It's pretty sticky still. Pretty sticky still. There we go. Adhesive off. We have our screen. No backlight. Nothing wrong with it. It's just they wanted a backlight mod installed, so I'll probably set this aside. Maybe if I get a batch of damaged Game Boy Colors in the future, I'll have at least one screen ahead. This adhesive needs to come out though. There we go. It goes over there. Right, is that right? Yeah, it definitely goes in one of these. Huh. That's the one. It's gotta be that one. Anyway, there we go. Before we get too far into it, we're going to pop out a cover. Just slowly break that adhesive. There we go. That's where the filth is. And this is obviously the cheap plastic version. It's all kind of got scratched up and whatnot. this is a nice glass. So set that aside and get our little cup there. A little bit of the old 91%. Highest it's had. It works just fine. And some swabs. And start swabbing. This will deal with the adhesive and the gunk. Gross. Okay. We'll maybe deal with the adhesive. Get on off there. One down. Grab another one. And keep going. 12 minutes in, not bad. This might need a little brush. No brushing action. It's kind of rough. Man. So let's use the other end of that to kind of get some extra alcohol on there. And grab ourselves trusty brush. Just to really get in there, clean it up. There we go. Obviously, these are all, you know, kids don't think about this kind of stuff. So, I'm not feeling charismatic today. Sorry, everyone. Let's get that little wipe off. Gross. Get that out of here. We don't want none of that. There we go. Okay. I can't see the staining on there, but that's something I'll worry about later. At a later date. Alright, I'll just kind of get the residue off the back here. Yuck. A little bit in the buttons too. It's gotta be soda or something. That's really not wiping off as nice as I want it to. I mean, also, I'm picky. You could go without scrubbing all that off if you just wanted the residue off, but you know, it's gotta look nice when you send it back to them. Alright. That is starting to look pretty fresh. Let's go make a little brush, I think. This is hard to get in there with a cotton swab and get that guy out. Cleaning the buttons. That's satisfactory. That seems nice. Okay. There we go. Fresh screen. Peek at the board. That looks good and clean. LEDs there. This board's immaculate for having soda or whatever spilled in the buttons. Yeah, there's a little bit of flux there, but that doesn't super matter. Yeah, I think the board's good to go. So let's get our mod put together here. Black adhesive to help center the screen or adhere the screen to the PCB. And this is a touch sensor that goes, I believe, over the IR here. So you can bop it and it'll adjust the color of the brightness. So go ahead and and get our friend's screen in there. Locked and loaded. Now the screen is a tad smaller than the original, so that's why we have our spacers. Help us center that. I'm dry fitting right now is what I'm doing. And that doesn't work. That's fine. Okay, okay. That's why. Trial and error, folks. Again, this is the first time I've done one of these mods, so, you know, I think I'm doing fine. Of course, this would help if these spacers had any adhesive on them. I think they do, I just have to pull them. Oh yeah, there it is. Blam. That is what is up. Let's go ahead and see if we can adhere these spacers there now. No. These are just pieces of plastic. Alright, cool. So it goes. Big reveal. There we go. That's the fit. Where's my adhesive? Square. Well, that's now a development. Shit. Heck. Don't want that getting beat up. It's right there in front of my face. Alright, cool. Bit of that to give some pad to that. Perfect. Our board thusly is placed in. Locked down. And that, let's get a little clean them as we go here. Is thus placed thus. Thus placed thusly. Seems to have been only 3 internal screws. That will hold for now. There's our screen. I didn't put the buttons in. Whoops. That's why I don't do this live, I guess. 30 minutes in. I'm not as smart as people would claim. So, we know it fits. Not sure if it works yet. I'm sure it works. But I always like to test before I do anything else about it. We're going to clean this, our button pads, and reassemble. Cleaning is the least exciting thing, but it's necessary. It's gonna knock some of the gunk off of that. And a little dust and whatnot in here. And a little bit in there too. Actually, a lot in there. What is that? That's just... Weird. Alright. That's fine. Buttons themselves have some buildup on them. It's that same like soda spill going on. That clicking is just the table rattling because this is a cheap fold-out table. It is not something that is necessarily solid. Hit the switch too. See, this is all stuff I would cut out if it wasn't one take. But it's not. This is a 30-minute video watching me make mistakes and clean every little thing. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. They're not fatal mistakes. You know, costing me the entire modification, but you know, or whatever, if anyone's watching it. Buttons cleaned. This one seems to be where the spill's centered, so I'm gonna scrub it. Kind of get in there. There we go. And obviously the pads have a little dust on them. Nothing major, but it's still good to have a nice clean set to work with. See, there we go. Clean pad. There we go. Alright. Pads and buttons cleaned. Kind of lift that up. There is a... Let's zoom in for this. Let's zoom in for this. There we go. There's a notch right there. That corresponds with the notch on the button. And obviously B and A are different notches there. Gonna put the switch in. Maybe. That goes the other way. Switch. Start select. On this one there are two size ones, there are two size pegs. go. Now, we put it together. I can zoom back out probably. And on the board there are screw pegs that these Phillips go in, have circles around them. I know that much. The ones that come from the case have X's. From the other side of the case. Probably could have done with a little adhesive on this, but it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Okay. Seems like a bit of a tight fit, but that foam pad is also in there, so it'll, as time goes on, it'll compress. And I'm just going to put these two screws in for now. So we can get a test going. I'll put them all in. I'm pretty confident. Fairly confident. Now this one, obviously you didn't have to solder any points to the power source or the battery terminals or anything. So I'm not sure what the battery life is like. Because it draws it from the same power that the original screen did. But, yeah, we will see, won't we? Get all that, any and all dust off of there. And now for our final placement. There we go. Glass screen and all. Beauty. Test. Always test your work. Got my trusty batteries. That is backlit. I don't have a Game Boy Color game, but I have a standard Game Boy game which should work. Well, it works. It works. Let's pop off our light. There you go. Backlit screen. What a beauty. Now, the adjuster, however, is giving me some grief. I think it's actually supposed to pop out from behind there, which seems obnoxious to me. There we are. One installed backlit mod. Less than 45 minutes, less than an hour. Not really a huge deal. That included cleaning, obviously. Yeah, it's looking good. Handheld Legend done did it. And I'm gonna have a pretty stoked friend, I think. That's it for this video.